So it's going to convince you to believe the lie, because that's what you believed all your life. But in this occult science, in this metaphysical journey, in this spiritual journey, you realize that your mind has to change and alter and adapt every day, every second, every moment. We're evolving. Your truth today is going to be different tomorrow. Think about it. Think about who you were 10 years ago. Are you the same person as you were 10 years ago? Do you still think the same philosophies as you did 10 years ago? You're probably a complete different person compared to 10 years ago, 5 years ago even. So that's the thing that the spirit is saying. Look, you got to come into this with an open mind, empty cup. Now look, there are dynasties, jurisdictions. So just like we have like laws and jurisdictions and borders and all of this stuff and rules here in this third dimensional reality, you got to understand that there are higher laws and higher realms and other galactic families and federations and stuff like that. I want to explain something to you guys. We are the warriors, the angels that they talk about, right? The soldiers who come to rectify the law. Like, they always talk about angels defeating, like, the evil dwellers or the demons or the lower vibrational beings. The angels coming from the heavens or the other planes of existence, the higher planes of existence. The master teachers who incarnated into this realm to wake up and bring light to the world, to bring us out of the dark ages, the age of ignorance. Because ignorance is the darkness. It's like when you're stuck in the dark, you can't see anything, you don't know what's going on, you're lost. So the light comes to shed light on a situation to awaken you. You feel me? Anyway, we're going to get into what that really is about. Okay? So basically, here, a lot of us are angels or warriors or soldiers for certain star families. Like, we have been hand selected out of a whole group. You got to realize that the fact that you're here means that you're very powerful. And that means that out of millions or billions of people in that planet, that star system, that family, they chose you to be the freaking, like, not the advocate, what is the word? The ambassador of that family, to represent them, to come on earth and to do the work. So a lot of us have our ancestors, our star family, that are backing us up, that are counting on us. So when you get those downloads and you be hearing those channels coming in, that's your star family talking to you, telling you, be careful, or warning you, or giving you a heads up, or telling you, or guiding you along your way. So whenever you lose your way, you're always going to experience that little voice that's saying, you shouldn't do that. You know better than that. You know you're supposed to be doing more than that. Stop being lazy. Get off your ass. Start meditating. Start doing this. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And if your ancestors are like mine, they be on me hard body. Like, they be like, nah, you know you got to get to work. You got to get to work. So that's what I'm here for, to tell you guys, wake you guys up. Since your ancestors probably ain't getting through to you, they telling me to tell y'all it's time to wake up. It's time to get serious. It's time to start stepping into your power. It's time to stop playing with your life. It's time to stop playing with your destiny. A lot of y'all destiny is too big to be having a mediocre life. You're not supposed to be average. You're not supposed to just be blending in with the crowd. You're destined to stand out. You're not supposed to blend in. That's why you always felt like an outcast. You always felt like a black sheep. You always felt different. You were supposed to stand out. You're not from here. Your soul and your spirit is ancient. It predates Earth itself. Okay? That's why, if you guys notice, when you look, as above, so below, the law of symbolism says this. Look, you guys ever notice that, like, if you look at a police officer's, like, badge, isn't it, like, always the Star of David? Look at this, right? This is Metatron's cube. Now, look, this is for protection. Now, I'm going to tell you guys a secret. And some of you may notice, some of you may not. But a lot of people don't know this. Look, a lot of the symbols that we use in the material realm, or these people in power, right? They know this science. And they're using it against you. That's why you'll notice that police officers, usually like the sheriff, usually have like the badge. It'll be like a 5-pointed star or a 6-pointed star. And what do the stars represent? When you see this star, like for instance, matter of fact, my neighbor saw this on my neck. My neighbor was like, you a cop? You a cop? I'm like, no, I ain't no cop. Then it dawned on me. I'm like, yo, cops do wear these. And when this basically represents, like, on the galactic level, we are like the police or the warriors or the soldiers of the intergalactic family. So when you wear this, you're telling the spiritual realm who you are. And if you're not about this life, and you're wearing this, oh, honey, there's going to be hell to pay. That's just like back in the day. I don't know if you guys know what G-checking is, right? If you go to certain hoods or certain neighborhoods or whatever like that, and you wearing a certain color, or you wearing a certain bandana, or you wearing your, a bandana in your left pocket, and you repping Crip, or you repping blood, or you repping whatever, right? And you're not about that life. Somebody's going to come and G-check you. So G-check basically means a gang member is going to come to you, and they're going to ask you a question. They're going to give you a riddle. And if you don't answer that question, or you don't respond to that riddle correctly, or if you don't shake their hand within the secret handshake, you're going to get your ass beat, and you might even die. That's how serious it is. So G-checking basically means that they're going to come and check to see if you're really a G, a God, or you about that life. They're going to check you. And if you're wearing the ankh or these symbols, and you're not acting right on the spiritual realm, and they come and check you, yo, there's hell to pay. You feel me? This is why you're not supposed to be wearing certain symbols unless you about that life. That's why it doesn't matter if you wear these symbols and you're not living righteously. If you're not living in your truth, and you just wearing it for a trend, yo, there's gonna be hell to pay. You feel me? Because they're gonna check you. They are gonna check you. The spiritual realm gonna be like, oh, I see you got this amulet on you, so I guess that you're a part of this family, or you're a warrior of this star system or this galactic federation. And if you don't know how to respond, if you're not acting accordingly, then you're gonna have to, child.
What's going on? This is Jacob. Jacob made $25,000 last Friday and made over $75,000 last month, following the same exact system. And what's even cooler than that is this laundry list of people right here. They make.
That's like my homeboy. My homeboy had got the Eye of Peru, and he's like, oh, this looks dope. And I warned him. I said, okay, it does look dope, but I'm going to warn you right now. If you get that, you're going to have to live in accordance with what that symbol means. And I broke it down to him what the symbol meant and how he has to live righteously. But he wasn't doing that, and he was telling me, he was like, yo, I should have listened to you. He was like, after I put this on me, he was like, yo, my life started getting fucked up. Shit wasn't going right for me. I started getting blocked. Everything was going left. I said, yeah, because you wasn't living in accordance. The spirits came and G-checked you, and you wasn't living about that life. You feel me? You gotta live about that life. Real talk. They will G-check you guys. I'm telling you. They will G-check you. So you gotta know what these emblems mean. It doesn't matter if you wear this. If your heart is not right, it's not going to protect you. It's going to protect you from what? You're wearing this to invoke the energies that are in sync with this. So if you're not living in accordance of what you're wearing, if you're not living righteousness in ma'at and truth, then you're defeating the purpose of the amulet that you wear. Hello, we wear this just to remind us of who we are. That's all it is. Symbolism, the law of symbols. Y'all gotta read the book of symbols. Anyway, but that's breaking that down. So that's why police officers wear these marks, because as above, so below. They're basically copycats or fake police in this realm. They're really trying to say, like, on the higher realms, those are the real intergalactic police that work for the Intergalactic Federation. And then basically we come here to bring righteousness to the land, because we came in and realized that there were beings here that were violating their jurisdiction. They came here on this plane and they started doing some crazy shit they wasn't supposed to be doing. And then we had to come and be like, all right, we got to set the record straight, because you're doing some foul shit here. And you know you're not supposed to be violating these jurisdictions. A lot of them been, trying to create racism and all of this other stuff. Like, it's a whole agenda, family. We're going to have to get into that. But that's the reason why there's different races, there's different blood types, bloodlines. But they talk about that in the book of Enoch, and we're about to jump into that too. Let me see, where we at? When you wear these symbols, you embody them. Yep. So, where are we? I want to make sure that I have these points, and I want to make sure that we are flowing. Oh, boom. So look, these symbols, right? Basically, when you see certain symbols, remember, like, in ancient times, like, if you belong to a certain tribe, you would have, like, certain tribal marks. So when people saw these marks, they knew what family or what tribe you belonged to. You feel me? If you had a tattoo, if you had certain piercings, if you had certain, like, emblems that you wore, bones around your neck or whatever, people would know, like, oh, you belong to this family. So that's the same thing with the intergalactic family. Remember, we came from the heavens and we came down and we taught the human beings all of this science, all of this occult wisdom, all of this stuff, the technology, we brought that here. So they worshipped us so much, so they started to wear the emblem so that when we came back, we would say, okay, this is our children here. You feel me? Because they still wear the symbol. But because the information was lost, a lot of y'all think that the Eye of Herod, all-seeing eye, the Ankh or whatever is evil and demonic, but they tricked you. Those people in power tricked you into thinking that your own emblems are evil, so you can run away from your own power. So when your galactic family do come, you won't even know what the hell's going on. You're going to be lost. You're not even going to have your emblems on you because they're not even going to be able to identify you. You're not vibrating in the frequency of your star family. Crazy. Let's go. So like the Ankh, for instance, like the Ankh was associated with the ancient Kemites. A lot of these symbols do come from ancient Kemet, right? Like when you see the Ankh, you think of, oh, that's Egypt. Or when you see the trident, you think of, oh, that's the Hindus, the blue people, right? The ancient Egyptians, they said was came from the word Kemet, which means the black people. So a lot of them was like really dark, like dark black, like literally like black, like my shirt. Like they were black beings. Black beings. That's why if you look at like Ampu or Set, which was the like really, really, really old Neter, they were pitch black. You feel me? Like soot. So soot, Set. There's no coincidence that soot and Set sounds a lot alike. The trident represented the Hindus. You feel me? You always see the Hindu guys with the Shiva with the trident. Even Ganesh in the back, like he has the little trident thing on his forehead. Like I'm telling you guys. So when the gods come, they be like, okay, you wearing this emblem. You know what it means. That's why you guys got to understand signs and symbols. It speaks to your spirit, even though the human mind may not be able to comprehend it. That's why they put signs and symbols on the dollar bill, in the Super Bowl commercials. You feel me? On the award shows. Blue, black. Yes, Jupiter Cosmic. Blue, black. So now we're going to get into the different royal bloodlines. Now you guys got to understand that in the Anunnaki and the aliens, like Area 51, the reason why they're doing this is because like there's going to be some big disclosure. A lot of people, a lot of aliens, a lot of spiritual beings are going to come. First of all, they're not going to make their big ass announcements to everybody because they already tried that and people always think that it's fake, or people always say, oh, that's a hoax. Like it's been how many years, consecutively there's been in California and LA, people have been seeing shit in the sky. In Mexico, people have been seeing shit in the sky. In New York, what was it, this year, last year, where there was that big ass blue light in the sky and they tried to say it was Con Edison. Like, shit is crazy, yo. Like, it's